Hello everyone, thank you for connecting with me today. I'm still doing the Morgan-GREER Tarot in a Tin giveaway. Make sure you follow the rules in the description box below. When I reach 2,000 subscribers, then I will give away this lovely deck. She's sleeping right now, but she will be back in other readings. As always, thank you so much. Thank you for the likes, shares, comments, subscribes. Thank you for the personal readings. Thank you for the donations. Thank you just for reaching out, emailing me. I love connecting with everyone. Group therapy, can't get enough of it. You're awesome. Please keep in mind that these are general readings. We are here to learn and to grow and to ascend on our spiritual path. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Without further ado, let's get on to your general readings. Hi Taurus, welcome to your August 2018 reading. Let's get into it. At the center of the wheel, this is your karmic wheel. This is a karmic cycle you are wrapping up. We have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card about rest and relaxation, recuperation. I really noticed in this particular deck we have 4 people here, so it's like taking a break with your friends. Usually in all of the other decks I've seen, it's usually just one person sleeping, so it's like rest and relaxation, recuperation as like an internal process, right? But I always find this deck interesting because like the traditional solitary cards usually have people in it, and the traditional like people cards are usually solitary, so it's just interesting to me. But so, the Four of Swords as a card about rest and relaxation. This could be, like, hanging back with your friends. And I only say that because the Three of Cups is a friendship card for me. And the Three of Cups, reversed, it can mean three-party situation. So, this might mean if you are involved in a three-party situation to give it a rest. But I kind of feel like it's more, the Three of Cups can kind of mean like drinking and partying too much, and because we have this friendship card right here, it's like you may have gone out with your friends too much and it's kind of taking a toll on you. I think it might be creating like swords are our thoughts and our all of the mental activity that we have in our head, right? And so I think maybe partying with your friends has reached a point where you know too much about them. So it's like the stuff that you never wanted to know about your friends. You're like, oh God, now I have that burden on my shoulders, right? I just like think of this guy as like, you know, an untroubled person, right? So I feel like it's creating some sort of burdens, like keeping people's secrets or like seeing people in a new light and not really liking some of your friends, something like that. Let me know if that's resonating with you. But I also feel like there might be too much drinking because, again, we do have the Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups, like I said, can be over partying. And so perhaps, and it could be, you know, drugs or anything like that that like alters your state of mind. It can even be like your gym buddies, because like whenever I work out, my endorphins go a little crazy, and so like I'll get like great ideas whenever like I've reached that like heart rate level, you know. But I'll also like I used to do Zumba with my cousin. She's a Zumba instructor, and she would play all these gospel songs, and I would get like so wound up with the cardio that like tears would fall down my cheeks from just like being like in the Jesus fever, right? So I had like this wave of emotion come over me, and then I would also cry at like just dumb country songs and all sorts of songs she would play just because I had that like cardio adrenaline coursing through my veins or something. So it doesn't have to be drinking. It can just be some sort of activity you're doing with friends that is sort of skewing your thoughts and your feelings. Cups is about feelings, and then Swords is about thoughts. So these are two fluid things that are inside of our heads or inside of our hearts, heads and hearts. So I feel like going out with these people, like it's sort of getting your it's like messing with your energy field or something. And so maybe like stepping back and being with yourself for a little bit, doing sort of like introverted things is going to realign you. Let me know if that is resonating with y'all. But I also want to point out, I've been pointing it out in these readings, we have the Jupiter symbol here. So wherever Jupiter is in your chart, or wherever Scorpio is in your chart, because Jupiter is in Scorpio right now. But Jupiter might be prominent, so that might be affecting all of this. Let's move on. This is going to be the beginning and the end. So this is what you come into this karmic cycle with, and this is what is eclipsing out of this karmic cycle. We have the King of Pentacles. That's probably you. You could also be dealing with a Capricorn, especially. We have the goat right here. You could also be dealing with Virgo, or another Taurus. But the King of Pentacles, he is someone who, whenever he's upright, you know, this is your best self. This is, you are the master of resources. You are the super saver. You are the one who makes the right investments. You are the one who has a handle on all of your resources. And this could be like male or female, right? So whenever we have mastered our suit, we have reached the height of that suit. So you have reached the height of your material world. You know how to manage your time. You know how to manage your money. You know how to manage your effort. And there's no waste in this man's life, right? King of Pentacles is also someone who lives below his means. He lives below his means so that he can have that nest egg, have that, you know, he's a squirrel saving his nuts so that he can provide for the people he loves. Whenever he's reversed, this is a workaholic. This is someone who works too hard, someone who is materialistic and greedy. They have too much nuts. They have too many safety blankets, and they're working too hard and focusing too much on their coin to pay attention to their loved ones. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's get some clarifiers on that. You may be like going out with your friends and getting annoyed with them, and then also spending a lot of time at work, and not enough time with like home and family. But we'll see how it plays out. I'm also hearing for some of you this might be coworkers who are friends, right? And so you're just getting too, you know how I said like too much information? It's like you had this like professional relationship with your coworkers, and then maybe you started drinking with them, and you're like, now I have to see them every day, and I know too much about them, and I liked them at first, but now I don't. So how can I work with them, right? I'm getting that strong message, so I hope that resonates with some of you. You could be dealing with a Leo, also an Aries or Sagittarius, but the Prince of Wands is a little hoe. We also have the Two of Pentacles, so this is more juggling. Some of you definitely could be involved in a third-party situation. I get the sense if you are, then you are the cheat. I'm not passing any judgment because I've been on all sides of the love triangle, and sometimes we just have to learn those lessons, right? But whenever you are the cheat, you cheat yourself, so just keep that in mind. But Prince of Wands is someone who is very sexual, very passionate, very fiery, flirty, fun, popular. Everybody loves him. So this could be someone you're dealing with, you know, a friend, lover, coworker, whatever, family member. It doesn't have to always be love. But we see the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is a card about robbing Peter to pay Paul. And it is about focusing on your finances and your career more than your family life. In the background, we see this very turbulent waters in the back, and water represents our emotions, right? And so while your inner world is rocky, while your feelings are going up and down, you are burying yourself into work. You may be struggling with bills at this time. Or, you know, for some of you, because of this workaholism, because of this sort of greediness of the King of Pentacles, you might be having your hand in too many investments, right? So it's like you have that 40-hour-a-week job on top of a, like, 15-hour-a-week side hustle, and you could easily drop that side hustle but you keep it so that you can make more money, and so you can avoid these problems, right? These turbulent waters. So the Two of Pentacles is about, it's an avoidance card. It's juggling two different material things to avoid your feelings. And when I say juggling, sometimes, you know, that also means people. So you could be dealing with two different people, especially if they are a Leo, Aries, or a Sagittarius. But let's see. That's only for a small few of you. Don't freak out because, like, not everyone's involved in a love triangle. Also, cross watchers, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just delivering what Spirit is telling me. But before I deliver more messages, I gotta make my money, much like this King of Pentacles, right? So stay tuned after these ads, and then we will get back to your reading, Taurus. You know how I said that we have Jupiter here? Jupiter is in Scorpio right now, and Scorpio opposes Taurus. So if you are a sun in Taurus, then your sun could be opposing Jupiter right now. If you are a moon in Taurus, then your moon could be opposing Jupiter right now. I don't know what that means specifically, but do your research. My camera keeps cutting off. I don't like that. We have the Chariot reversed. You could be dealing with Cancer. The Chariot reverse is feeling out of control. Again, it's this Two of Pentacles juggling energy. So the Chariot is a card about driving two different horses. One horse is going in this direction, another horse is going in this direction, and it's up to the driver to be in control and to steer these two horses in the direction he or she wants. Whenever it's reversed, it's feeling out of control. It's having an inability to move these opposing forces in the right direction. When I say opposing forces, the camera might have cut me off, but Jupiter is opposing Taurus right now. So check your chart. So again, we have two opposing juggling energies right here. We have some conflict with your friends right here. So your friends might be having a fight and putting you in the middle of it, or again, this could be like a coworker friend situation and they're putting you in the middle of it and you're just kind of like, I just want to step out of this and live my life. I don't want to be in the middle of this conflict. But let's get some clarifiers. We have the Princess of Swords. You could be dealing with a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius. We also have the Tower reversed. So this is Scorpio energy to me. Again, Jupiter and Scorpio. The Tower reversed can mean several things. Feeling out of control. With the Tower, I'm getting a sense that you want to avoid disaster. I'm getting a sense that you are like walls might be coming down, secrets might be coming out, and you have no control over it. The Princess of Swords is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a card about feeling neglected and abandoned. It's our inner child. You could be dealing with your inner child who felt like they were interrupted and ignored whenever they wanted to be part of the conversation. So they take on this energy of like, fine, I was born alone, I'll die alone, I'm gonna do everything myself, right? Like, I don't need anyone. You could also be finding out secrets that make you feel out of control online. The Princess of Swords, the Page of Swords, again, this is someone who feels neglected and abandoned and left out, but they still want to be included, even though they say, like, you know, I'll do it all on my own. They still want to be included because none of us are made of stone. So they spy on you. They are the little internet creeper that lurks on your Facebook page. This could be someone that you know, or this could be your energy, but in any case, secrets are coming out. Could be, I get the feeling that it's not even your secrets. I get the feeling it's your friends or your coworkers' secrets, maybe even I don't get the sense it's a love secret. I mean, I did say that 3-party situation, so it could be that secret, but I really don't. I'm not getting that for a lot of you, so don't freak out about the 3-party thing. I mean, if you feel it, then you feel it, but if you don't stress out about it. I feel you could be dealing with a friend / coworker who is going through a 3rd-party situation, and you're like, I don't want to know this information. I don't want to be involved. Can you please leave me out of it? So let's move along. This is what sets this wheel into motion. Your challenge with all of this is going to be the 6 of Pentacles reversed, the 3 of Swords reversed, and the Ace of Wands reversed. So the 6 of Pentacles is a card about equal give and take. It's about putting in your time, money, and effort, and receiving the same time, money, and effort in return. It looks like there is not an equal effort, whether it's on your part or whether it's on the part of people around you. But if it's not on your part, it's a result of getting over some sort of heartbreak. We have the 3 of Swords here. The 3 of Swords is a card about pain, about grief, about loss. In most decks, it shows 3 swords going through a heart. Again, it can be in a 3rd-party situation. But in this deck, it's interesting to me in this deck because it's like a definite funeral, right? We have family members here who are at a tombstone, and then the swords are poking through this tombstone, and it's like all of your family members or people from different walks of life, right? So you have like a coworker that loved you and came to your funeral. You have a family member that loved you and came to your funeral. You have a friend who loved you and came to your funeral, right? And so they're all going through this pain. They're all going through this grief. They're all going through this sadness. If you have lost someone, I'm really sorry. Even if we lost someone like 100 years ago, you know, they say the 5 stages of grief, like, you're supposed to experience those 5 stages and then it's over with, but that is never the case. I've had people die, like, closest person who's died, who was actually a Taurus. He was my stepdad. We were close and it was very hard. It's still hard for me because he died in 2004, so that's like over 15 years, right? Wait, no, 2004, 2014, yeah, it's around 15 years, but I still go through those cycles of grief, like it's just this wheel that spins, right? Sometimes I am angry about it, but then the wheel turns and I've accepted it, you know? Sometimes I still bargain about it, but then the wheel turns, and so on and so on. So you may be going through a period of grief, and as a result, you can't give someone the equal amount of attention, right? You can't, like, be involved in all of this, like, drama and upheaval because you are grieving and processing your own pain, that you can't give that emotional well, like, you can't draw from your emotional well to give to someone else right now because you are letting go. I mean, you're not like in the thick of it, but this is a card about grief and loss and pain, and so whenever it's reversed, it's like those swords are falling out, right? You're healing wounds. Healing wounds do take time. I also have the Ace of Wands reversed. The Ace of Wands is a rare card. So you could also be not feeling in the mood, not feeling like your sex drive can be down. So, but it is a result of processing this pain, of going through your grief process, and not being able to give that fire and passion and lust and sexiness to someone else. So you can't meet them halfway. You can't be their equal. And so the challenge is you might want to be that for someone, but you just don't have the emotional reserves right now to be that for someone. Okay. You may even be getting over a 3rd-party situation, and so while you're healing your heart, like, you're not attracted to anyone because you're trying to heal that process to be like a duplicate match instead of like this 3 party situation. Worst it's going to get, the bottom of the barrel, the worst feelings you're going to have throughout this process is that you are closing out a chapter in your life. Sometimes that's scary, right? The World is a card about endings, but also beginnings. Like, I always think of universities and schools for the World, so you might have just graduated school. But in like a karmic sense, in a life lesson, it's like you have learned some sort of life lesson recently. And whenever something ends, there's a level of uncertainty, and so, like, it's easy for me as an outsider to look at the World and think, oh, that's great. You know, like, good for you, Taurus. You completed a cycle. You're onto a new phase in your life. But because this is the bottom, it might be very scary for you, because after we end something, the uncertainty of a new beginning can sometimes be a little frightening, right? Like, you wonder, is this going to play out again? Is this, like, the World is a cyclical thing, right? It orbits around the sun 365 days a year. And so, like, I'm feeling this, like, same shit, new day type of, like, same old shit attitude. This is also a fixed energy, so it could be talking about you. We have the Taurus bull here, but it is a beautiful World card. I do gotta show you. We have Taurus down here. We also have Leo. We have, I don't know what these two mean. What are the other fixed energies? Scorpio, so maybe that means Phoenix. And Aquarius, so I guess that's water bearer. But she's beautiful in this deck. Naked woman with this, like, veil thing over her, sparks shooting out. Very beautiful. And, you know, because it's the World, I kind of think like Mother Earth. Taurus is very Mother Earth, natural. So it's like, you know, sometimes Mother Nature, she can be a destructive bitch. She can have this tower, right? She can destroy things in her path. She can blow a tornado and destroy all these homes. But she always provides, too. She always, you know, allows for flowers to bloom the next season, you know? So sometimes when things end and things are destroyed, we think it's over, that it's finite, but really nothing is finite. Like, it'll just transform into something else. One thing I really took from college was, in our science class, it said something like, nothing is ever destroyed and nothing is ever created. Like, it just blew my mind, and it's always stuck with me. Like, whatever we create comes from something else. Whatever we destroy goes to something else, you know? I've been composting a lot, too. Very Uranus and Taurus type of stuff. Trying to get my garden witch on. And I've been turning my old scripts and, you know, orange peels. Orange represents abundance and happiness, positivity, action. So been really mindful about the waste that I put into my compost bin. And it went in as, you know, scraps from a script or peels from an orange, but it has transformed into this really nutrient-rich soil that's going to help my flowers and my veggies bloom. It's going to help them be tasty and, you know, big and abundant and full of life. So again, if something feels like an ending, there is a new beginning here. We have a new beginning here with the Fool. We also have this Ace of Wands, which again is reversed. But, you know, these energies are fluid, so you can definitely flip it up. Get it up! I'm sorry. Some of you may be dealing with some, like, impotence issues. It happens, but it's just a result of grieving. But the Fool is a card about new beginnings. It's a card about taking a leap of faith, taking a new beginning. I get the sense that you might be at the bottom of the barrel, the worst it's going to get is either dealing with people who are, who are either in love with love, and so they kind of, like, they'll send flowers to every girl, right? But it doesn't mean that you're special. It just means that, like, they like to wine and dine and romance and send poems to any girl. So you might be dealing with that kind of character. You might also be this character. You might be kind of foolishly getting into relationships thinking, like, this is a new beginning, this is a new start. If you feel yourself, like, falling in love too quickly, I feel like it's a fear of uncertainty. Like, say if you just broke up with someone and you jumped into a relationship right after, I feel like, I don't think that the relationship you jumped in necessarily is going to end. So don't have any fears about that. I just feel like you may not have processed what happened in the last relationship, and you kind of, like, jumped into a new relationship as a result of, like, needing to be in love, needing to, like, being too scared to be by yourself and to be with your feelings, to be with these icky, like, processing feelings, right? So, like, jumping in. But anyway, the Fool represents a brand new beginning, and you could be dealing with a Cancer. Again, we have the Chariot up here. Also a Scorpio, because we have the Scorpion here. Or a Pisces. But just be mindful of that. The worst it's going to get is that you are not actually dealing with those problems. So this person might be a Band-Aid for a pain you're feeling, but like I said, grief goes in a circle, so that grief is only going to pop back up whether you're with this person or not. So just be mindful of that. It doesn't mean that getting in this relationship is necessarily bad. It just means that be sure you're not avoiding the turbulent waters, right? Like, face those turbulent waters head on so that you can be available to someone else. So what set this into motion was feeling out of control, feeling like secrets were coming out, and the effect of that is the Queen of Cups. So we have the Prince of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Chariot. Definitely a Cancer, quite possibly a Scorpio or a Pisces. The Queen of Cups is someone who, she's very sweet, very loving, very kind. She cuts the crust off your sandwiches. She tears up during movies. She writes you little love notes and, you know, and, like, leaves them in your pocket. She's very cuddly, and she can really sense your feelings. She's very intuitive. She can pick up on your feelings, and she's very tender. She'll, like, reach out, like, you don't have to tell her that you're going through this stuff, and she'll just, like, reach out her hand and hold your hand, right? And again, gender doesn't matter, so this could be a guy in your life if that resonates better with you. But in any case, this is someone who is very loving and nurturing and sweet. We have the Hierophant, that's you, or that is stable relationship, or again, it could be job too. But the Hierophant does represent Taurus, so that could mean you. The Queen of Swords is someone who is, especially a Gemini. You could also be dealing with a Libra or an Aquarius. But the Queen of Swords is someone who is smart and funny and very witty, very quick with the comebacks, right? But she's someone who has been hurt in the past, and as a result, she can be a little bitter. She can kind of be a bitch, kind of be cold, kind of shut down, right? So these could be two people you're dealing with. They could be the same person and kind of flip-flop with these energies. But she's someone who is, because she's been hurt, she is not quick to jump into relationships. You know, she's probably been cheated on. We have the Lovers back here, and she's just sitting here in the foreground. So this is a card about cutting people out of your life. This is a card about, I'm seeing Mercury up here, and especially, you know, it's Gemini. Gemini's ruled by Mercury, but check your Mercury too. Maybe Mercury and Jupiter are playing a dance in your cosmic life. But she's someone who's hurt, and so she's kind of bitter, and she, you know, she's had all these, like, unlucky in love experiences. She gives great advice to other people, but she is not great about accepting love herself because she's just been hurt so many times. The Hierophant is traditional, can mean traditional marriage, can mean traditional workplace environment. So again, this could be like a corporate environment. It could also be church. But the Hierophant is you too. The Hierophant is Taurus. Someone of values, someone who does things by the book. Sorry about that, Taurus. My camera got overheated. I hope she can make it. I've been trying to plow through these readings, and she's just, she can't take the heat. It's summertime, and she's working too hard. But the Queen of Swords, you know, she's someone who's been heartbroken, so she can be a little spiky, but it's a result of feeling this Three of Swords, like, over and over and over again. So that could be your energy, or that could be someone you're dealing with. But, you know, I warned against, like, jumping into anything because, you know, not processing this pain. But we also have the Hierophant here, and that's someone who is by the book. It's traditional, especially in relationships. It is, you know, waiting for the third date and before you sleep with them, or waiting until the fifth date before you sleep with them, or whatever your rules are. It is, you know, asking someone's parents if you can take their hand in marriage. If you're a guy asking, for a girl to marry you, right? Or whatever the case. So it's just very traditional, very, like, by the book. It's, but it doesn't always have to be the, like, societal values. It can be just your values that you have accrued over time, and that are important to you. And it could either be a result of all of this pain, or it could be, this could be an energy of cautioning you to hold true to your values despite wanting to jump in to a relationship with someone. But let's keep it moving, keep it moving. There's definitely some sort of, like, commitment that's taking place, a higher level of commitment. You know, maybe someone wants to take it to a higher level of commitment, but you're not done processing this stuff, or maybe you want to take it to a higher level of commitment, but someone else is processing this stuff, or they might not be the right person to take it to that level of commitment. But let's keep it moving, let's keep it moving. The end result, what you're learning throughout this whole thing, the lesson that you need to learn, we have the Nine of Cups. So again, we have this over-drinking, over-indulging with the Three of Cups and the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is the fat and happy card. So usually it's just an excess, like too much drinking, too much sex, too much alcohol, too much drugs, too much sleep, too much work, too much, right? Too much anything, even too much Jesus, too much tarot cards, too much of too much. And as a result, you cannot fully live in the present, and you cannot achieve your wishes. The Nine of Cups is also a wish card, but again, with this whole, like, most decks have it as a single person, solitary energy, and they're feasting on their good food, drinking their wine, right? In this deck, we have two people. And yes, usually, whenever we see the Nine of Cups, whenever we have a wish, we wish for our true love. It's human. We all do it. But I always find it interesting that the Nine of Cups always shows one person. But my thoughts on that is that in order to achieve our wishes, we have to radiate on the best vibration possible. And that only happens whenever we're living presently and in the moment. So with the Nine of Cups, this is like sensual pleasures, just like things that make us happy with no end game, right? Drinking that good wine, eating that good food, just because it feels good in the moment. So, you know, if you are doing things in excess, going out with friends or coworkers, and you are not enjoying that experience, then what would serve you better is to stay at home alone, cook yourself a steak dinner, drink that 40-year-old wine, and, you know, have a nice meal to yourself that you can experience that, experience those pleasures and really savor them. This is a card about savoring, and right now you are not savoring. So, and you know, Taurus is the most sensual the most sensual sign of the zodiac, right? You're all about the five senses. So this is a lesson in order to raise this vibration, to get you on your like best Taurus self, to flip this king upright. You have to be in the moment, enjoying what you can touch, what you can taste, what you can smell, what you can see. What is the other one? What you can hear, right? Listen to good music, all of that. So, you know, you might be surrounding yourself with people who don't appreciate those sensual things. And so as a result, you have had to turn your attention away from those sensual pleasures that you find pleasurable. But, you know, other people might not appreciate them as much. So it puts you out of alignment with the vibration that will bring in your wishes. But, you know, this is like taking that bubble bath and eating the chocolates, right? So it's just really simple things that will make you fat and happy to bring in your wishes. Let's get some clarification. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is, again, a solitary, single energy. You know, with this whole jumping into relationships, possible third-party stuff, I feel like for a lot of you, it is time to be single right now. And again, this won't speak to everyone, but it's time to do you, boo. I feel like if you're single as a dollar bill and you're kind of wanting to jump into a relationship, it's just like not the right person for you. And there's still some things that you need to process, because we have this in relationship to each other, right? We have processing all of these feelings, and then what you're meant to learn, what you're meant to grow from. The Nine of Pentacles is the single ladies independent card. So it is a woman who don't need no man. She has the house, she has the car, she has a good job, she can you know, pay her bills on time and still have enough left over for small little luxuries like that bubble bath or like that steak dinner, right? But it's like, in no matter what deck, actually there is one deck where they have more people, but it's still like this solitary energy. This is a person who is by themselves. So in order to get to your wishes, it's like you might want to jump in to a relationship, but they are not on your vibration. Let's get another clarifier. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is you. This is Taurus. And this is the same sort of energy. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who, she clips the coupon. She takes the survey on the receipt, on her like fast food receipts. So she can get that free cheeseburger, right? She's very smart. She eats those leftovers. She maximizes her time, her energy, her effort. She's really good about delegating. Like, if she has the money to do it, she will hire a housekeeper so that she doesn't have to waste time scrubbing her house when she knows that she's just going to come home and it's going to be a dump, right? But she wants a clean house, so you know, her material world has to be pleasing. Especially, like, you know, I'm a Libra, so it's like, I get that Venusian energy of Taurus, right? We need those, like, harmonious surroundings. We need, like, beauty around us. So the Queen of Pentacles is very much about, like, beauty and abundance and material pleasure. So this is all about gaining sensual pleasures from your material world. It's totally Taurus. And again, this, I mean, you don't have to be a queen, you could be a guy listening to this, but this is about, it's like reaffirming your values by getting in touch with yourself, by being in the present, by enjoying the small things that life has to offer, all the earthly things life has to offer, the good music, the funny movies, the silk sheets, you know, all that stuff. You know what it is, Taurus. You know all the like sensual stuff you like. Anyway, I love you very much. Don't forget to check out your bonus video. You can still enter in the Morgan-GREER Tarot contest with that. I love you very, very much. I'll see you next time. Bye.